Hey guys, so for my Genius Hour project, I decided to do a screencast so that you can see my resources and I can kind of describe them a little bit for you. Um, so if you go to the Symbalu that has all of our Genius Hour, or it's not Genius Hour, our Google Sites on it, you click on Shelbie and it'll bring you to my Google Sites page. So if you look over on the left hand side, you'll see Genius Hour. You click on that. It'll bring you to my blog page where all my blog posts have been. My last blog post is down here as well. So just to kind of refresh everyone's memory on what I've been researching this summer. My question was, what are resources and strategies that middle grades educators can use with grieving students? So how I did this was under my Genius Hour page, I created a sub page that has all of my resources on it. So if you click on the sub page, it'll bring you here. Now the first resource I want to talk about is a phenomenal website. Excuse the whining in the background, it's my dogs. Scout, be quiet. So on this page, the first one I wanted to talk about, it's called Coalition to Support Grieving Students. Now you can scroll through the website here, but I've also linked it in the title, so I'm going to click on that and kind of show it to you. So once you're here, you can scroll down. This page provides you modules for you to go through that'll help provide you information on how to support grieving students. So if you look down here, it says view modules by profession or audience. So if you click on this, it says you can look at classroom educators, principals and administrators, student support personnel, and family and community members. So there are modules for all of these people that they can look at, and it'll provide them assistance in supporting grieving adolescents. So I'm going to click on the classroom educators. So it brings you to this page, and it says it's for teachers, paraprofessionals, and other instructional staff. So if you scroll down, you start seeing the modules. So our first one's conversation and support. So how you talk to children, what you do not say to them. It provides support over time and peer support. You also have developmental and cultural considerations, practical considerations, reactions and triggers, professional preparation and self-care, and crisis and special circumstances. So you can go through these modules. There's also additional resources you can look at that will provide you so many helpful ways to support these students. And then you can, if you want to go and look at a different one, you can go up here where it says select a different profession and look at those. I feel like this site would be great for administrators to send out to their teachers, their counselors, even for them and for their community to look at, so that they can be prepared for these kind of situations. Because I know last year I wasn't very prepared for this. And I had like 5 kids who ended up having a significant, or not a significant other, sorry, a loved one pass away, and I was struggling with how to help support them. So this is an awesome resource to use. So if we go back to my page and we scroll down, I have articles. So there are 3 articles I found this summer. This one is Addressing Grief, Tips for Teachers and Administrators. So if you click on it, it'll take you to the page. It provides different tips for all ages. And as you scroll down to the bottom, one of the great things about this page is it provides tips for specific age groups. So for preschool, elementary school, and then scroll down, it's middle and high school. Because we know that not all ages are going to react the same. So it gives you tips on how to address it for each age group, which I thought was a great thing for them to do. We also have Edutopia, which is more tips, and then Dougie, which provides you the do's and don'ts when talking with young adolescents who are experiencing it. Out of all of these articles and even the videos that I'm going to talk about in a minute, they all talk about how much your words matter. So when you're talking to these students, especially young students, instead of using phrases like they are sleeping or they passed away or we lost him or her, use words like dying, death, or die. And yes, it sounds really harsh, but it's better to sound harsh than it is to confuse them, especially the younger kids. Confusing them, it could cause trauma. It could cause issues where the parents are going to end up struggling to be able to explain what's going on. So that leads me to my videos. I found 2 amazing videos. I highly recommend that you watch them. The first one is called No Child Should Ever Grieve Alone. And Carly talks about her experience with grieving students, and at this place that she worked, she would have grieving students come in, and she would talk to them and do activities with them in small groups. And she said with the wording that I just talked about, the way that people talked about death to these younger kids, she gave 2 examples that really stood out to me. And one was the parents had said that the person had went to sleep and didn't wake up. So then that child, for the next few nights, was terrified to go to sleep because they were scared that they weren't going to wake up. And then the other example that she used was a mom had told their child, "We lost your baby brother today," or yesterday, or something like that. And so this child spent all day looking in the closet, around the house, in the cabinets, trying to find their baby brother, because they were so confused as to what was going on. So using words like, or phrases like that, is only going to confuse them. It's not going to help them understand what's going on, and you're not really protecting them. And then this last video that I found is called How to Comfort a Grieving Teen. Bridget Park is the person who speaks in this video, and she lost her brother. He committed suicide, and so she talks about what it was like coming back to school and how people treated her and the things that they said to her that she wished that they didn't, because it didn't help. And she also provided examples of what she wished people would say or would have done to make it better for her. And I thought that this was a great resource to come across, because I've been looking for resources for teachers to help students, but I also wanted to find something that put a student's perspective on there. And I know that not all students are the same, and not all students are going to say that this is what they'd like to hear and this is what they didn't want to hear. But it was just a great way to view it from a student who is grieving. So I hope that the resources that I found from my Genius Hour project this summer helps you. I look forward to using these if I need to. I don't look forward to having to use these. And I really hope that this coming school year is a lot better than it was for me last year. And I hope that I don't have as many students who start experiencing loss. But if I do, then I have these resources to fall back on. And I hope that you can refer back to them as well. So thank you for taking the time to look at my screencast and my project.